Hello again. Welcome back to another evening of Raiders men's basketball. Tonight I'm alone. I'm sitting here. I'm Jake Danielson. My buddy Toby, my usual partner, is on vacation in Switzerland tonight, so he's not here to color commentate with me. I hope you all bear with me through this excursion. A solo excursion it is. Starting lineup for Menomonie appears to be Ben Ebert, Jace Labuda, Sam Zabornik. Check that, folks. I'll just take you to the Raiders starting lineups instead. Starting, Jamie Worth, 3, point guard position. His partner in the backcourt, number 5 other captain, Matt Barnard. Going with a bit of a bigger lineup tonight. First forward, small forward, Thomas Newell, number 10, senior. The final trio of captains complete, Garrett Hendricks starts in the power forward position. And a little switch up from Dombrowski's usual style, giving the nod to Sam Gerard. Big man in the low post, center. Going with a bit of a bigger lineup to deal with this Menomonie Mustang size. Starters for the Mustangs are once again Thompson, Wes Thompson, Ben Ebert, Jace Cresson, big man in the post, Kennedy Wright, and of course Jace Labuda. It'll be interesting to see how Jace Labuda recovers from a nagging ankle injury that he sustained during the football season. After talking to Dombrowski today, I heard some of the Raiders' keys to win today. 3 main ones are, we got to be aggressive. Got to be aggressive and confident out there on the floor. When these Raiders start to lose their confidence, their shooting all but disappears. They got to move with a purpose in the offensive zone, know what they're doing on and off the ball at all times. Opening tip goes to the Raiders, and the final relates to my defensive keys to the game. They just got to put out effort when they're bringing pressure. They bring enough pressure, they should be able to control this game using their defense. A switch in a strategy. Dombrowski usually choosing to go to the offensive route as Worth misses the opening 3. Now down the court is Cresson. Cresson over to Wright. Check over to Buda. Now to Thompson, over to Cresson. Wright sets a screen. Fires a 3 is Cresson. Off the mark. Recovered by Hendricks for the Raiders. Up the floor is Barnard. Barnard makes his move, steps to the inside. Reverse layup can't find, but he's fouled on the play. Barnard going to go to the line for the 1-and-1. I apologize, folks. The starter is not 23 Wrights. Instead, number 24, Alex Terry. Off the front of the iron, no good. First shot from Barnard. This Raiders coming to the East Gym tonight off a tough stretch of road games. As Barnard misses the second, nothing to get her going for Barnard. Raiders have had tough conference losses past couple of weeks. It's North and Superior mostly. North was a tough home loss, but best in the conference for a reason. Superior is a bit of a shocker. Expected to come out with a win on that one, but lack of defensive effort like on that shot as Ebert buries it. Lack of defensive effort in Superior just couldn't bring home the win for the Raiders. Dombrowski now focusing his attention on the defense this week. In theory, hoping his offense will provide. On the baseline, a nice little pass from Garrett Hendricks frees up Sam Gerard, opening up the points for the Raiders tonight. Big man strategy appearing to pay off for the Raiders so far. Ebert controls, over to Labuda. Labuda taking his time on Newell. Errant pass from Labuda. Didn't see that a lot during the football season, but when you're working with a nagging lower leg injury, that'll tend to happen. Timeout on the floor as Kennedy needs to retie his shoe. Check that, Terry. Terry needs to retie his shoe. Inbounds. Hendricks quickly pressuring on the Mustangs, but Hendricks finds a seam, steps in, looking to draw contact, but finished by Sam Gerard. Sammy G Buckets, as he's affectionately known on the team, surely strutting his stuff in the opening minutes, looking to earn a starting spot back. As the Raiders lead 4-3, opening a little over 16 minutes left to play. Foul as Hendricks got the shot up. That'll send him to the line. Substitution appears to be coming in. It will now be Wright. Hendricks knocks down the first free throw of the night. 2 substitutions for the Mustang. Kennedy Wright and Dylan Boecker substituting for Wes Thompson and Alex Terry. Defense appears to be working so far, apart from an errant perimeter defense, the perimeter defense that's plagued the Raiders all season. They seem to have the interior locked down with their speed, but with all these quick passing that we've seen from the Big Rivers Conference thus far this season, just can't get out to match it on the perimeter, freeing up some open look threes. Down low is Wright. Errant pass, Labuda can't keep it in. One step behind that was Labuda. That's a turnover on the Mustangs. That'll send the ball right back to Hendricks and the Raiders. Jamie Worth taking his time. Dishes it over to Matt Barnard, freeing up some space. Back over to Worth. Raiders stretching the floor with ease tonight. A lot of open passes so far as Gerard makes his move down low, backs down Wright and gets it to fall. Sam Gerard halfway to 12 with his 6th point of the night. 3rd bucket. Raiders leading scorer. Long stretch pass, frees him up. Can't finish, but Hendricks right there with the rebound. Sam Gerard is all kinds of fired up on the bench. Happy to be starting and making plays once again for these Raiders. Dombrowski is liking what he's seeing. This season's seen a lot of different lineups come out of Dombrowski's team. Traditionally, he's been going more to a small ball lineup to run his stretch the floor, fast-paced offense, but with a stretch of losses, he's looking to switch some things up, get more of a bigger of a unit down in the low post with Gerard and Hendricks. So far, it appears to be working. Although Gerard lacks some of the height difference between these Mustangs, as Terry's listed as 6'9" and Wright's listed as 6'7". He's beaten him with his speed, his quick footwork and whatnot. He has the presence of mind of a big body, but the quickness of a oversized guard, if you want to say it like that. That's what's starting to free him up as the Raiders lead 9-3. 6-point lead with 15:24 left to go in the first half. Inbounds pass for the Mustangs. Into Ebert. Ebert being guarded heavily by Worth. Splits the crack, finds Boecker. Boecker steps right in. Right around some Raiders, finds a seam in the defense and gets the finger roll layup to go. Almost stolen away by Labuda, but controlled by Worth. Over to Hendricks. Hendricks now to Newell. Over to Barnard. Barnard steps in, moves right around Thompson with a nice finish by Barnard. Barnard's first points of the night coming on that layup. Stretch pass flying into Wright. Now Thompson alone on the perimeter. Got him with the travel, moving that pivot foot as Gerard was right in his face. Couple substitutions coming in. A lot of substitutions coming off the Mustangs bench early as Crescent and Ebert, another Ebert, check into the game. That's Jake Ebert, sophomore brother of Ben Ebert. Pass over to Barnard. Newell looking to make his way around. Over to Worth. Worth catches the screen from Newell, fires up a mid-range jumper, gets it to fall. Jamie Worth with his first points of the night. Ebert. Over to Boecker. Over to Crescent. Over to the other Ebert. Jake Ebert steps down the line, passes out to Boecker for 3. Can't get it to go. Getting Wrights on a push-off. That'll keep the ball with the Raiders. Loose ball foul on Wrights. Inbounds from Hendricks. Goes right into Worth. Mustangs looking to apply pressure, but speed of the Raiders is beating them right off the ball. Trap applied, half court. Almost stolen away. Got him with the over and back, though. Heavy pressure by Ebert. Forced the over and back on Worth. Inbounds pass now with Boecker. Bowicker, a lengthy guard forward hybrid, known to work around the three-point range, is a solid defender, not necessarily known for his offensive prowess, but not much. Raiders wanted to travel as Crescent slid to his knees to keep possession. Over to Bowicker. Bowicker driving baseline. Over to Crescent. Crescent for three. Knocks it down. Jace Crescent. Hendricks steps in. Off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Controlled by Barnard off a tip from Gerard in the low post. Hendricks can't find any friendly bodies. Almost managed to get it out to Worth for three. Ball will stay with the Raiders. Got the foul on Bowicker. Three new substitutions coming in as Gerard, Newell, and Barnard take a seat, being replaced by Helterbrand, Monson, and Jacob Dalton. Inbounds goes to Helterbrand, the usual starting four, but instead going for a lengthier Garrett Hendricks in that position tonight is Dombrowski. Now comes in the beefier, stronger Helterbrand as Jamie Worth knocks down the jumper. Jace Crescent steps on baseline, gets him with the travel. Crescent not liking that call, looking back at the referee for an explanation, not getting one. Inbounds will be controlled by Kaiser Helterbrand as Wes Thompson checks back in for the Mustangs, replacing Crescent. Three seniors and a sophomore currently on the floor for the Raiders. It's been Dombrowski's style so far, working in this younger talent in with the senior vets. Jamie Worth for three. No good off the back iron and out. Unable to be controlled by the Raiders is Ebert up the floor. Now it's Bowicker, passing over to Ebert, wide open, steps in instead. Gets the layup to fall with a lot of contact. 15-10 right now. Raiders lead by 5 with 12:45 left to play. Controlled by Kaiser Helterbrand, over to Mitch Monson. Long stretch pass to Worth, frees up Dalton. Back over to Monson. Little sloppy pass by Monson, right out of the reach of Kaiser Helterbrand. Turnover. Ball now in the possession of the Mustangs. Bowicker now up the floor. Takes his time. Monson right in his face, ready to apply a quick steal if needed. Wes Thompson looking to catch a screen, can't find one. Kicks it over to Ebert instead. Ebert steps around Worth. Looks like they got Worth with a foul, a blocking foul on Jamie Worth. That'll be Jamie's first foul of the day. Jason Buda having trouble finding the inbounds pass. Tipped away by Worth, but can't beat Ebert in the foot race. Nice body position, but Ebert almost loses the handle. Kicks it over to Wes Thompson, now trapped by the Raiders. Got one of either Worth or Dalton with a foul. They're going to give it to Dalton. Dalton with a push foul. Still in possession of the Mustangs as Peyton Reese. More sophomores than seniors currently on the floor for the Raiders as Jamie Worth takes a seat. Inbounds to Wes Thompson. Thompson looking to make his move around the sophomore Dalton. Over to Ebert. Ebert can't find any space with Monson right in his face. Over to Bowicker. Bowicker can't catch a screen. Nice couple of switch-offs by the Raiders, but drew the foul, giving them the 1-and-1. Blocking foul on Mitch Monson for the Raiders. Quick substitutions, name of the game tonight is Thomas Newell with a quick rest, already checking back in for the Raiders. Check that Bowicker will be shooting 2, misses the first. Thomas Newell and Sam Gerard, 2 of the starters, check back in as Monson and Hendricks take a seat. Raiders seem to be doing a lot of things right. It's just the Mustangs seem to be exploiting the smallest seams in their defense. But it's certainly been a tighter showing on the backcourt by the Raiders. Reese up to Dalton. Dalton over to Newell. Newell trying to escapes the trap, fires over to Reese, almost stolen away by Labuda. Now Sam Gerard thought 3. Labuda now steals away on the pass back to Peyton Reese. Stolen away. Can't control Peyton Reese. Tipped it away, but could not control. Ball will remain with the Mustangs in the offensive zone. Labuda looking to be firing in the inbounds pass. Another substitution comes in for the Mustangs. This time it'll be Jace Crescent checking back in as Ben Ebert takes a seat. Jace Labuda fires into Crescent. Down low, a lax defensive effort by the Raiders. Comes back to bite him as Boecker finds an easy open layup. Lead down to 2, 15-13 with 11:26 left to play in the first half. Raiders still in control of that lead. Gerard can't find his way around Labuda. Drew the contact. Raiders off and on so far tonight in the offensive zone. Strung a few early buckets together to stretch that lead, but now a streak of their own by the Mustangs has brought it right back. Over to Reese. Reese drives baseline, runs into a couple of his own players, throws it right away, but loose ball foul on Jacob Dalton. Sloppy play as Peyton Reese drove right in on two of his own players, sat right in Sam Gerard's lap, and then fires an ugly pass out, looking for some sort of desperation play. Throws it away and almost costs his team some points. That's enough for Dombrowski to give him the yank as Dalton and Reese, two of the sophomores, take a seat, replaced by Barnard and Worth. Boecker over to Thompson. Thompson fires a three. No good from Thompson. Miscommunication as Helterbrand and Worth both look to control the rebounds, end up knocking it out of bounds off each other. Ball remains with the Mustangs. They were both wide open on that one. That's just got to talk a little bit better. Boecker hands off to Crescent. Crescent almost finds a seam, but locked down by Gerard. Little floater, can't get it to go. Jamie Worth takes a look, fires over to Barnard. Barnard catches a nice screen from Gerard, finds Newell open. Newell looking to make his move around Boecker, dishes it off to Gerard, off the back iron and out, unable to be controlled by Kaiser Helterbrand. Now flicks it over to Jamie Worth from his belly, but stolen away by Boecker. Tipped away and stolen by the Raiders. Quick hands by Jamie Worth. In steps Gerard on Labuda, and one. Sammy G. Buckets is feeling it tonight. Strong play in the low post by Sam Gerard. He's looking to make it a three-point play as Ebert checks back in for the Mustangs. Hendricks checks back in for the Raiders. Also checking back in for the Mustangs, Kennedy Reitz. Reitz or Wrights? I've heard both tonight. I'm going to stick with Wrights, but if I say Reitz, just know that's who I'm talking about. Gerard looking to make it a three-point play. And does. Nothing but twine from Gerard from the three-point line. Free throw line. Check that, folks. Wes Thompson. Over to Boecker. Boecker fires a three of his own. No good. Up the floor to Newell. Newell steps in. Pass over to Barnard. Barnard draws a foul on that one. Strong finish to the rack. Puts him on the line. That foul is going to go against Thompson. First bucket falls for Barnard. Strong showing by the student section tonight. The hockey team is out of town. Looking to pick up a couple wins down in Green Bay against Nina and Notre Dame. Well, that allows the student section to be almost packed to the roof. Raiders fans, strong performance tonight against conference rivals in Menomonie. Both fall for Barnard. Showing a solid performance from the free throw line. Thompson over to Ebert. Ebert with Newell right in his face. Over to Thompson. Thompson steps in, can't find any room, gives it out to Crescent on the wing. No good from Crescent. Controlled by Gerard, now dished up to Newell. Newell kicks it off to Worth. Worth looking to find room. Kicks it out to Gerard. Gerard to Newell. Newell finds Jamie Worth. Jamie Worth taking his time. Catches a screen from Hendricks. Picked up right away by Crescent. Hendricks takes a look, trying to find Gerard down low, but Wrights has got him locked down. Matt Barnard manages, poked away by Wrights. Almost found that connection in the low post, but poked away. Foul called on Wrights. Little push foul. That'll put Girard on the line. Mitch Monson checks back into the game, replacing Thomas Newell. He'll take a seat. Girard can't get the first of the 1-and-1 to fall. Now controlled by the Mustangs and Ebert. Ebert thought about three. Instead fires up a floater off the glass. Can't get that to fall. Way off the mark. Monson quickly up the floor. Looking to regain control. Looking to make a room around Boecker. Instead kicks it back out to Worth to reset. Worth down to Monson. Monson swinging. Looking to find Girard, but wall in his face in the form of Terry. Now Barnard in control. Finds Monson open on the wing. Nothing but net. Mitch Monson, nothing but money from the wing right now. That'll be his first bucket of the night. Now in control is Ebert, Ben Ebert for the Mustangs. Gives it over to Wes Thompson. Thompson with Barnard in his face. Now to Crescent. Over to Boecker. Boecker fires from the hip. No good. Monson on the floor, now hands off to Hendricks. Got Hendricks with the travel. Turn the ball right back over to the Mustangs. Kaiser Helterbrand checks back in for Sam Girard, looking to give the big man a little bit of a breather. There's a new face for the Mustangs, checks in. Nope, check that, he's already been in. Jake Ebert checks back in for the Mustangs. Misread that on my sheet, folks, apologies. With 8 minutes exactly and counting left to play, Raiders now hold a 10-point lead, 23-13 over the Menomonie Mustangs. Mustangs control, however, as Crescent over to Ebert. Jake Ebert fires a three and knocks it down. Jake Ebert gets it to go from the three-point line. Jamie Worth now in control, taking his time, looking to get a play set up. Trap applied. Monson can't find any room. Looking to fire a stretch pass to Hendricks, now controlled by Worth off the tip, and gets it to fall. A little bit of acrobatics by Jamie Worth, and he manages to get the ball to fall. Raiders almost caught in a switch, but Kaiser Helterbrand manages to get out of it. Ugly looking layup by Thompson, can't fall as Helterbrand controls through a mess of bodies. Jamie Worth works right around the Mustangs defense and gets it to go. Nothing but hustle shown on by Jamie Worth on that last play. He's been making plays all night on the offensive and defensive side with his quick hands and quick feet. Thompson now can't catch a screen. Ebert over to other Ebert. Ebert to Boecker. Boecker to Thompson. Thompson to Ben. Ben over to Crescent. Crescent steps right in. Nice little jumper. Jumper floater hybrid from Crescent. That'll close the lead back to 9. 27-18 lead for the Raiders. 6:34 left to go in the first half. It's been a nice showing so far on the offensive floor of the Raiders. Been passable on defense. The keys that Dombrowski pointed out in his pregame speeches must have paid off as the Raiders have been not too shabby on defense. A few open looks here and there, but that's expected of a team that's recovering. Just got a little smile and nod from my buddy on the bench, Jackson Helmers. I guess it'll take a little time in this broadcast to give a shout out to the Minutemen. Jackson Helmers, Matt Schweckler, Jordan Potting to be exact. Those lovable bench warmers that check in when there's only a few minutes left in each game. Big fan of those guys. Monson now will give the inbounds pass for the Raiders. It's Worth awaits. Worth back to Monson. Monson up the floor looking to catch a minor screen from Helterbrand. Can't shake Thompson, however. Monson finds Worth on the wing, wide open for a three. Can't get it to fall. Looked pretty good from my point of view. Now Jamie Worth caught in a 2-on-1 as Ebert looks to high off the glass, but no good from Ebert. Helterbrand been fighting all day in the defensive low post. Been picking balls off of the glass, but fighting through bodies as he does so. Looking to get strong on him as Kaiser as he drew the foul. Foul's going to go against Jace Cresson. Helterbrand gets the first of the 1-1 to fall. Jace Labuda appears to be checking back in for Jace Cresson. Number 2, Labuda checks back into the game. No good on the second for Helterbrand. In control now, Thompson. Over to Ebert. Ebert catches the screen from his brother, fires. Gets a mid-range jumper to fall. Jamie Worth up to Monson. Mitch Monson makes a move. Can't get around Labuda. Instead goes baseline. Kicks it over to Hendricks. Hendricks thought about Jacob Dalton. Now fires to Monson. Monson almost lost the handle. Finds Worth with some space. Down low to Helterbrand. Helterbrand bodying up on Ebert. Couldn't catch the roll. Loose ball foul going against what appears to be Garrett Hendricks. It's a Raider nonetheless. They're giving the push to Kaiser Helterbrand. Either way, the ball remains with the Mustangs. As Ben Ebert looks to inbound. Bowecker with the inbound back to Ebert. Ebert being guarded by Kaiser Helterbrand. Bigger body on what appears to be a guard. Interesting strategy from Dabrowski, but the ball's going to go to him. You're going to want one of your better defenders on him. Mitch Monson did not time that block correctly. Instead caught Jake Ebert on the arm as he went up for the shot, but Ebert could not get the shot to fall. That'll send him to the line. Jake Ebert with his first free throws of the night. Takes his time. Gets the first one to fall. From my records, it appears to be Jake Ebert's first points of the night. Monson will take a seat for the Raiders, as well as Jacob Dalton. Checking back in is points leader for the Raiders, Sam Gerard, as well as Matt Barnard, the shifty playmaker. Miscommunication on the Mustangs bench as appears to be Alex Terry trying to check back in. Second of 2, no good for Jake Ebert. Up the floor. Barnard. Now off to Hendricks, over to Worth. Worth with Bowecker catching the screen from Gerard. Helterbrand thought about stepping in on Labuda. Instead kicks it down low to Gerard. Gerard lost the handle. Tipped away by, oh, wow. The ball was tipped away by Labuda, controlled by Bowecker, but Bowecker's pass telegraphed like I've never seen by Matt Barnard. That's a shifty playmaking ability that Barnard possesses. That leads to him getting a nice, easy bucket. Now in control is Jake Ebert. Over to Jace Labuda. Labuda from the wing. No good. But controlled by Bowecker, flying in to snatch up that rebound. Out to Ebert. Ben Ebert fires. Knocks it down. And of all the good positives of this Raiders defense, their perimeter defense has not appeared to improve. Second chance points, though, have been their main benefactor as Garrett Hendricks picks up his own rebound. Picks up his own rebound and gets the bucket fall. Labuda thought he was still on the football field. Fires a heavy pass down low, unable to be controlled. It's a nice turnover for the Raiders. I don't mind it. Jamie Worth awaits the inbound. Over to Matt Barnard. Barnard with Bowecker immediately on him. Back over to Worth. Worth taking his time, just slowly waking his way up the court. Quickly in now. Raiders quick tempo change. Long stretch pass to Worth. Now down low to Helterbrand. Helterbrand to Gerard. Gerard with Terry in his face. Kicks it over to Worth. Worth with a jumper. No good from the free-point line. Free throw line, check that. Worth manages to keep it in off of Thompson. Now controlled by Helterbrand. Helterbrand off the glass and good. Kaiser Helterbrand with a nice little layup. All made possible by a great play on the backcourt by Jamie Worth. Now controlled by Jace Labuda. Over to Ben Ebert. Ben Ebert surveys, kicks it over to Wes Thompson. Swinging is Jace Labuda. Fires a three. No good, off the mark. Labuda not having a strong performance on the three-point line. Loose ball foul by Wes Thompson for the Mustangs. That'll send Kaiser Helterbrand to the line. As the end of the regular season approaches, the Raiders are just looking to pick up a few of these wins, try to gain some momentum going into the playoffs. Conference is all but out of reach. These Raiders don't seem deterred. They still come in and put in a heck of a lot of effort on the offensive glass, at least, each and every night. Hudson knocks down the first two. And gets a second. Thomas Newell checks back into the game, looking to give Girardi another little breather. Sure, he'll be back soon enough with all the contributions he's given to this team so far tonight. Ben Ebert up the floor, guarded by Newell. Ebert can't find any room. Thought about handing it off, instead keeps it himself. Steps right in on Newell. Picked off, a sloppy pass by Ebert, but a sloppier handle by Hendricks. Now stolen away. Appeared to be stolen away by Matt Barnard, but they got Barnard himself with the foul. A couple quick turnovers led to that foul. Looks like Jace Crescent is checking back into the game for the Menomonie Mustangs. And he will. He'll replace Ben Ebert. As Crescent's going to go to the line. Little live score update with 1 second under 3 minutes, 2:59 left to go in the first half. Score sits at 36-25 with that free throw by Crescent. Crescent looking to make the lead by the Raiders. A little bit less, a 10-point lead. Currently sitting at 11. He makes it 10. 36-26, 2:59 left to go. Raiders lead. Worth fights through the trap, finds Hendricks to Barnard, to Helterbrand. Now Worth almost loses the handle, keeps control, however. Works around Boecker. Boecker down, check that, Worth down to Helterbrand, and Helterbrand gets it to go. Worth covered by Boecker, manages to find Kaiser Helterbrand in the low post and finds the bucket. Boecker makes a move, steps in the mid-range, off the back iron and out, but Terry, long body by Terry, manages to pick up the rebound and the bucket. Kaiser finds Matt Barnard. Barnard almost made Thompson move, couldn't find his way around. A couple handoffs. Swinging are the Raiders. Matt Barnard finds Helterbrand wide open. Wes Thompson takes the charge. Looked to me like he was trying to find a pool because that looked like a little bit of a dive, but who am I to judge? These refs got a tough job as it is. That's one of Thompson's specialties. Doing a little scouting on these Mustangs. Thompson's been known to take a charge or two, wearing number 3, apparently in honor of Zach Showalter, a famous Badger. A grinder, smaller body, known to take a charge or two. 25 career charges taken was a nice little stat blurb thrown up by ESPN this year. Live television. Now controlled by Terry. Terry finds Thompson, but can't handle. Manages to draw the foul. That foul will go against Barnard. Looks like Dombrowski's going to take him out. Keep his playmaking abilities available for the second half. Thompson knocks down the first free throw as Jacob Dalton checks back in, replacing Barnard. Ben Ebert appears to be checking back into the game. He'll replace Jace Crescent. A couple of the students in the Raiders section trying to rattle the man on the free throw line. Can't get him to shake as Thompson knocks down 2 of 2. Jamie Worth over to Jacob Dalton, now to Hendricks. Hendricks out to Dalton. Dalton over to Monson. Monson fires a deep 3. Cash money from Mitch Thompson. I'm thinking of another Mitch, folks. I apologize. Mitch Monson with a 3-pointer. There was a Mitch Thompson that graduated last year from our high school. I had misconstrued Mitch Monson and Wes Thompson. But Jacob Dalton manages to knock down another 3. These Raiders are hitting all the money from the 3-point range tonight. That'll be Dalton's first points of the night. Thompson fires a 3 of his own. That'll be Wes Thompson. No good from three-point range as it's controlled by Thomas Newell. We're under a minute left to go. Raiders lead by 14, 44-30. Hendricks in control, now to Dalton. Dalton to Hendricks. Hendricks steps in, kicks out to Worth, who's wide open with a deep three. No good. Jacob Dalton can't handle the rebound, knocks it out of bounds, turns it over to the Mustangs. Just before the half ends, looking to make some substitutions. It's the varsity coach for the Mustangs, Matt Riley, as Jace Crescent and Jace Labuda check back in. Jace squared. Wes Thompson looking to make his move on Jacob Dalton. Applying some stiff pressure. Boecker catching a screen from Ebert. Ebert now over to Thompson. Thompson catches a reach in from Newell. A wild attempt by Newell, almost got the ball free, but no good. Wes Thompson now shooting. Looking to pick up a couple more free throws. That's the first one to fall. Even more substitutions being made on the Mustangs side. Getting his first minute, number 12, Sam Schleiert. Let's go with Schleiert. And Jake Ebert checking back in as well. Timeout called. That'll give the pep band some time to play. Can't hear myself very well right now. This pep band sure knows how to get this place rocking. Dombrowski looking to just keep things going as they are. This is the kind of game that the Raiders wanted so far. Nothing really seems to be needed to be changed. It's been a cold night shooting from the Mustangs. That's significantly contributed to the Raiders' sizable lead. Sitting at 13 with Thompson available to shoot one more free throw. One thing Dombrowski can focus on is keeping the effort level high. They got to keep, even when the energy levels are low, got to keep these Raiders engaged, got to keep them firing on all cylinders because run-and-gun offenses certainly need gas. Thompson gets the second free throw to fall. Worth up the floor. Unless nothing shows, he's going to have the last possession of the half. Can't find any room around Jake Ebert. Now catching a screen, but quickly switches Ben. Now Monson stripped away by Jake Ebert. A little bit of a delayed call, but they got Thomas Newell with a reach-in foul on Jake Ebert as he dribbled up the court. 3 seconds to go in this half as Jake Ebert finds himself yet again on the free throw line. Gets the first to fall. Appears like Matt Riley's going to try to match pace with these Raiders. Riley and Dombrowski should be a fierce rivalry heading into the latter half of these next couple of years. Now quickly up the floor is Worth, looking to take the final shot of the half. Deep three from Worth. No good. Looks pretty good from here. But that'll do it for this half. 44-34 lead for the Raiders. A sizable 10-point deficit for the Mustangs. So it's been a strong showing by the Raiders so far. They've seemingly clicked. Noticeable improvement. Something Dombrowski certainly focused on, and something reassuring for the second half where times are going to get tough and players are going to get tired. Hopefully the Raiders can keep their composure, close out this nice win here in the East Gym. This is where I'll leave you for the first half, but I'll make sure to check back in with you for the second. And welcome back to another half of Raiders basketball. A strong showing in the first half has allowed the Raiders to come into this one with a 10-point lead, 44-34. Mustangs will control the inbounds as Thompson makes a move on Arnard. Inside is Crescent. Early bucket for the Mustangs. Leads back down to single digits immediately. Riley, head coach for the Mustangs, trying to get these players back on track, maybe looking to get some early points to try to close this lead. Strong defense so far. They got the foul on Crescent, however, as Worth looking to make a pass out to the wing. JB Worth surveys the court. We're not even 30 seconds in, and Matt Riley's already made a substitution. Jace Crescent with 3 fouls already has to take a seat instead of being replaced by Boecker. Long inbounds pass to Barnard, back quickly to Worth. Down low to Gerard. Gerard up with a hook, no good. Controlled by Terry, now Boecker. Boecker takes a look. Now over to Labuda, guarded by Newell. Matt Barnard covering Thompson, now over to Boecker. Boecker to Ebert. Ebert fires a 3. Didn't catch a lot of anything on that one. Ebert, nothing but air. Unfortunately, the Raiders can't capitalize as a quick, fast court offense, fast tempo offense. Apologize about that, misconstruing the words. A little overtired out here, folks. Anyway, the quick pass by Worth could not be handled, turns it back over to the Mustangs. Trap applied, trap broken. Thompson in control. Steps back for 3. Gets it to fall. 5 quick points by the Mustangs. Closest lead down to 5. Raiders still in control of the ball, however. Now Hendricks. Barnard looking to find Gerard. Gerard making a move on Terry. Steps up. Can't get it to fall. Unable to be controlled by Newell. Labuda with the rebound draws the foul. That'll be Newell's 3rd personal. Into Thompson. Thompson starts working on Worth. Worth to Labuda. Thompson to Labuda. Now back to Thompson. Thompson steps in. Now controlled by Boecker. Boecker fires for 3. No good. Controlled by Worth. Wide wingspan of Jamie Worth swallowed up that rebound. Hendricks to Barnard. Barnard steps in on Thompson. Thompson looking to take a charge. Catches him with a blocking foul instead. That'll send Barnard to the line. Dombrowski making a quick substitution of his own. Jacob Dalton awaits the referee's signal to come back into this game. Barnard knocks down his first. Thomas Newell will take a seat. Barnard awaits. Off the back iron, controlled by Ebert for the Mustangs. No good on the second free throw for Barnard. Ebert hands off to Thompson. Back to Ebert. Ebert catches a screen from Terry, fires a 3. No good, controlled by Barnard. Barnard steps in. Open look layup, can't fall. Nothing but air for Barnard. That was what looked to be a clean layup. Ended up catching nothing. Thompson steps right in, almost loses the handle. They got him with the travel. Checking into this game now is Jace Crescent replacing Ebert, and Jake Ebert replacing Wes Thompson. Ball remains in control of the Raiders. Specifically Jamie Worth. He now advances the court on Boecker. Worth now to Dalton. Dalton fires a 3. No good. Controlled by Garrett Hendricks. Jeepers, I'm all out of sorts, folks. Garrett Hendricks fires. Off the front iron, no good. Controlled by Boecker. Boecker looking to steps in instead. It's going to say looking to fire a 3. Now trapped in the corner. Got either Worth or Hendricks with a hold there. Most likely Worth. He seems to have his hands in the air like he just doesn't care. But he does because the foul is going against him. In comes Kaiser Helterbrand replacing Sam Gerard. Big man for big man. Also checking in for the Mustangs is Reeds, who replaced Terry. Almost stolen away by Helterbrand. Now fires in up the 3s. Labuda catches the strap. Off the rim, hitting the strap. Ball controlled by the Raiders. Matt Barnard inbounds Jamie Worth. Worth up the floor, kicks it right off to Hendricks. Hendricks not to be trapped. Wide open on the wing. Jamie Worth. He'll step baseline instead. Garrett Hendricks prevents the over and back, but turns it right over to Jace Cresson. Cresson draws the foul. He's fired up. Might need to slow his roll, as he's not been much of a factor at all this game. A foul will go against Hendricks, however. And Cresson remains strictly on the line. First shot falls. Jason Buda will check out, being replaced by Wes Thompson. Second and 2. And that's good. Jace Cresson is nothing but money from the free throw line. Holy man. I'm going to need to take a quick nap after this game, folks. Shot's no good. Can't be controlled by Helterbrand. Now up the floor is Ebert. Stolen away by Helterbrand. Right up the floor, just Hendricks. Wide open layup is good. Hendricks buried the open layup after a good defensive poke by Kaiser Helterbrand. But the mid-range falls for Bowicker. What was a 10-point lead now sits at 4 as 14:07. Raiders still lead 47-43, however. 4-point lead for the Raiders. Dombrowski not liking what he's seeing on the defensive side of things. Seems like the Mustangs with an up-tempo style started to find some more open looks, specifically on the perimeter. Perimeter defense, I mentioned, it's a disease that's afflicted these Raiders all season. Can't seem to shake it. Their system seems to be designed around floating in zones and staying and then breaking off and switching very quickly. But what they can't seem to do is get out quick enough to the perimeter, and that leaves hot shooting teams wide open, which allows them to get stretches. Luckily, Menomonie's been a little bit cold from the three-point range so far. However, early in the second half, they seem to have found their stroke. Now have closed a 10-point lead by 6. Brofsky locked in and focused. Kaiser Helterbrand nodding in agreement. Appears that these Raiders are ready to get back on the floor. Floor for the Raiders remains just about the same. Barnard, Worth, Dalton, Helterbrand, and Hendricks. As Barnard ready for the inbound pass. Looks like the Mustangs are going to go for a lot of pressure, hoping to poke some turnovers away from these Raiders. Now Barnard to Dalton. Dalton works around to Ebert. Takes a look, finds Worth, now finds Hendricks. Hendricks catches a minor screen from Helterbrand, now gives it over to Dalton. Dalton burns right past Ebert, but can't get it to fall. Wright's right in his face. Helterbrand can't get the poke away. Stolen away by Jacob Dalton. Now up is Kaiser Helterbrand. Ugly looking pass. All kinds of charges are being taken by Wes Thompson tonight. Kaiser Helterbrand, maybe a bad selection of a shot right there. Could have done something a little bit better. Thompson appeared to be ready and waiting for that charge. Ball controlled by the Mustangs now as Bowicker fires the inbounds pass to Ebert. Ebert trapped by Dalton and Barnard. Can't find any space, but does to Wes Thompson. Bowicker now up the floor, finds an open seam in the middle, kicks it off to Wrights. Wrights gets a nice, easy layup, but nobody in his face. Jamie Worth over to Hendricks. Hendricks down baseline, finds a lot of bodies, gets it off the glass, and any solid finish by Garrett Hendricks with a lot of defenders. Bowicker thought about driving in on Worth, couldn't find space, steps right back out. Wes Thompson in control now. Over to Wrights. Wrights over to Bowicker. Bowicker to Thompson. Thompson down low, almost stolen away by Dalton. Ball will remain. Looks like they're going to say it went off Thompson. Ball turns over to the Raiders. Solid defense by Jacob Dalton, forces empty possession for the Mustangs. Ball right back to Dalton. To Kaiser Helterbrand to Dalton, who steps in fast. And one. Jacob Dalton looking to make it a three-point play. Solid finish off the glass for him. A couple of substitutions as Ebert and Crescent take a seat. Looks like Ben Ebert and Jay Sabuda check back into the game. Couple of nice little rolls, and Jacob Dalton made it completes a three-point play. Up the floor is Bowicker. Bowicker hands off to Thompson. Thompson guarded by Barnard. Thought about the screen right. Now Bowicker implements that. Thompson over, now controlled by Labuda. Labuda to Bowicker. Bowicker thought about three. Instead tries to make a move around Hendricks. Oh. Hendricks said no, sir, but Bowicker drew the contact. Looked like Hendricks used Bowicker as a stepladder to get that block. That'll be the Raiders' fifth foul so far in this half. At 12:29, 52-45, 7-point lead for Hudson. Now 6 as Bowicker knocks down the first. Wes Thompson looking to refocus his players. Point guard, senior leader Wes Thompson. Bowicker goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Lead sits at 5 for Hudson. Jamie Worth steps right around him, but loses the handle off his leg. Unfortunate misstep for Jamie Worth. Ball back in the hands of the Mustangs. Bowicker finds Labuda on the inbounds. Labuda looking to avoid the trap. Instead dribbles up the sidelines, finds Bowicker right behind him. Bowicker hands off to Labuda. Labuda guarded by Worth. Hands off to Thompson. Thompson hands off to Bowicker. Bowicker to Ebert. Ebert fires a long two. Saved in by Hendricks. Not sure if he needed to. I guess he thought he saw something different than I did. Ball still remains in control of the Raiders, however. Over to Worth. Worth directing traffic. Hands it over to Jacob Dalton. Worth was open for a minute on the wing. Dalton apparently didn't see him. Down low to Dalton. Over to Worth. Worth back to Dalton. Dalton fires a three. No good. Can't be controlled by Helterbrand. Going to give a push foul against Kaiser Helterbrand. Looks like he had the inside positioning on that one, but what do I know? I'm just a commentator. Bowicker awaits the inbounds pass for the Mustangs. Appears Jace Crescent is checked back in for the Mustangs. Now Labuda controls up the floor. Labuda guarded by Worth. Worth works around a screen set by Bowicker, and now Thompson in control. Goes over to Wrights, back to Thompson. Bowicker wide open, for a moment at least. Labuda fires a three. No good. In and out for Labuda. Labuda tries again. No good. Loose ball foul against the Mustangs, keeps control for the Hudson Raiders. Now Barnard readies the inbound pass. Interesting move by Dombrowski with a bit of a tight game. He brings in Peyton Reese, replacing the senior Matt Barnard. It'll be interesting to see what Dombrowski has planned for Reese. He looks to be taking over the point guard spot. Jamie Worth to Garrett Hendricks. Garrett Hendricks catches the screen from Sam Girard. No good off the front of the rim. Tipped around for a bit by Girard. Unable to tell who's in control at this point. Foul's going to go against Hendricks. Garrett Hendricks checks out for the Raiders, being instead replaced by Thomas Newell. Thompson waits on the line. Been pretty good from free throw line tonight. Let's see if he can keep that streak going. Knocks down the first. Peyton Reese still remains on the floor. One of two sophomores, as Dalton also remains on the floor. Interesting to see with Peyton Reese being, at least lately, the least playing time out of all three sophomores that usually catch significant playing time, why Dombrowski has him on the floor instead of a senior leader. Maybe Peyton Reese is that spark plug they've been waiting for, but Sam Johnson appears to be more of the spark plug role. Controlled by Thomas Newell. Kicks it off to Gerard. Gerard looking for Newell down low. Instead hands it off to Jamie Worth. Jamie Worth catches the screen. Finds Sam Gerard in the low post with a nice little dish. Nice screen and go. That is Sam Gerard. Thinking about the spark plug Sammy J. Sammy G buckets now sits at 10 points by my account. That last bucket putting him in double digits. Controlled by Crescent. Crescent to Labuda. Back over to Thompson. Thompson guarded by the sophomore Reese. Over to Terry. Almost stolen away by Newell as he goes to Boecker. Boecker hands off to Thompson. Staying right with him is Peyton Reese. Worth anticipating the screen set by Labuda as Boecker tries to work around Newell. Can't find any room. Driving baseline. Crescent open for three. No good. Nice rebound by Thomas Newell. Almost stolen away by Boecker. Controlled by Thomas. Reese over to Worth. Reese sets a screen for Worth. Hands it off to Newell. Newell with Thompson right in his face. Can't find any room. Now down low to Sam Gerard. Draws a foul on Terry. That'll be Terry's second foul. Jake Ebert awaits, checking back into the game. He'll replace Jace Labuda. Bit of a smaller body. But that's easily complemented by Wrights checking also back into the game, placing his big man partner Terry. Jamie Worth dishes right off to Gerard, looking to find a little space. Knocks it down. Jamie Worth for two. Jamie Worth sits 2 points away from double digits tonight. Now over to Thompson. Thompson to Crescent, not really paying attention. Maintains control. Now Boecker wide open on the wing. No. Ooh. That was premature on the no good call. It was good. A couple of lucky bounces for the Mustangs, and Boecker gets that three to fall. Thomas Newell works around Boecker, hands it off to Reese. Off the high glass and in. Peyton Reese picking up what appears to be his first points of the night. Boecker in control. Hands it off to Crescent. Hands it off to Ebert, who knocks down the three. Hot shooting three-point Mustangs have closed the lead at 8:25, 58-55, three-point lead for the Raiders. Jamie Worth over to Thomas Newell. Newell makes a move on Ebert. Finds Worth, who's open for a second. Now down low to Gerard. Gerard makes a move on Wrights. Can't get it to fall. Unable to be controlled by Reese. Now controlled by Ebert. Jake Ebert for the Mustangs. Ebert steps back. Thought about three. Instead dishes it off to Thompson. Thompson taking his time now. Jamie Worth staying with him pace for pace. Kicks it off to Boecker. Now back to Ebert. Ebert in control. Kicks it over to Crescent. Crescent thought about three. Now fires the jumper. More of a glorified pass than anything, as Crescent found nothing but the waiting hands of Wrights, who couldn't get the put back to go. Foul going against Thompson on that play. A lot of substitutions coming in now for the Raiders. Almost replacing the entire floor. Matt Barnard, Garrett Hendricks, Mitch Monson. One more, I lost track. Appears to be Kaiser Helterbrand, there he is. A little delayed check-in. Jamie Worth remains on the floor. That'll be Newell, Gerard, Reese, and Worth taking a seat. So Jacob Dalton will remain on the floor instead. Matt Barnard up the floor, hands it off. Over to Jacob Dalton. Now Mitch Monson. Mitch Monson to Kaiser Helterbrand. Down low to Hendricks. Hendricks spins in, finds some room. Can't get the layup to go. Last touch by the Mustangs. Unable to handle the rebound was Menomonie. Now Barnard awaits the inbound. Inbounds goes to Helterbrand, now controlled by Monson. Monson looking to make a move on Crescent. Over to Barnard. Hendricks for the three. Oh, looked good from here, but no good for Garrett Hendricks. Controlled by Matt Barnard, but unable to put it back. No good on the putback was Matt Barnard. I missed a substitution for the Mustangs as Davis Barthen getting his first minutes. Davis, the freshman guard, getting his first minutes for the Mustangs tonight. Jace Labuda awaits the free throws on the line. First of the 1-and-1 falls for Labuda, lead down to 2 for the Raiders. Barthen quickly replaced by Thompson. Awaiting his second of 2 is Labuda. Gets both to fall. A 1-point lead now for the Raiders. A tighter game than expected, but can't fight good action. Now controlled by Monson. Monson in control. Kicks it over to Helterbrand. Helterbrand down low to Hendricks. Hendricks almost lost the handle, instead drives baseline. Got the Mustangs with a hold. That'll put Hendricks on the line. Looks like that'll be Thompson's 4th personal foul. That'll bring Barthen right back in as head coach for the Mustangs, Matt Riley, looks to save him the second half, for later in the second half. Hendricks is first of the 1-on-1. Knocks it down. Calm, cool, and collected remains Garrett Hendricks on the free throw line. Knocks down the second. Solid performance right there. Clutch free throws from Garrett Hendricks. It's that veteran instinct kicking in. It's controlled by Jake Ebert for the Mustangs now with Jamie Worth a step behind him. Fires up a wild shot, gets it to fall. Matt Riley looking for a foul. Can't get one. Now controlled by Helterbrand. Helterbrand steps right in. Off the glass, no good for Kaiser Helterbrand, but controls his own rebound. Tries to put it on the floor. A lot of contact by Labuda. Labuda controls the rebound, and Matt Riley calls a timeout. A 1-point game now. 60-59 with 6:16 left to play. Kaiser Helterbrand been a little sloppy. He's found some space, but just can't finish with what appears to be easy open look layups. Dombrowski not liking the defensive struggles of the second half so far. Just telling his players to calm down, remain composed. The shooting will come as long as they lock it down on the back court. It's those defensive plays that they seem to make from noticeably Matt Barnard and Jamie Worth that have freed up the easy open look layups and the fast break kind of offense. Get another nod from Jackson Helmers. Continues to crack me up. Even in a dire situation, he remains aloof. Timeout ends. Dombrowski sends his boys back out on the floor. Matt Riley looking to make as much of this timeout as he can. 4 for the Raiders currently sits out. Worth, Helterbrand, Monson, Dalton, and Hendricks. While the floor for the Mustangs appears to be Jake Ebert, Jace Crescent, Wrights, Boecker, and Labuda. Inbounds pass goes to Boecker. Now back to Ebert. Raiders await. Look to be trying to apply a trap. Ebert all too keen to take his time. Now dishes it over to Labuda. Labuda fakes the pass down low, back over to Ebert. Ebert down low now to Wrights. Back out to Jace Crescent, now controlled by Ebert. Ebert to Crescent. Crescent fires the 3. Knocks it down. That awakens the Menomonie fans as Mustangs take their first lead since right around the opening minutes. 62-60 lead, 2-point lead for Menomonie with 5:30 left to play in the second half. Ball over to Worth. Worth steps in off the glass and in. Nice finish by Jamie Worth. That'll put Jamie Worth in double digits. His 10th point of the night, 5th bucket. Labuda controls. Menomonie going at a much slower tempo now. They're going to keep the pace slow and then fire a couple quick passes to get a easy layup. Bowicker over to Labuda. Labuda to Ebert. Ebert covered by Dalton. Dalton not giving Ebert an inch. Catches the screen from right. Switch executed by Hendricks. Hendricks sends Ebert back. Bringing the receipt, sending the gift back as Hendricks. Ball remains in control of the Mustangs. Needing a couple quick defensive plays. Dombrowski not too discreetly sends in his defensive playmaker, Matt Barnard. As Labuda looking to find some inbound space. Fires it almost an over and back. Swiftly controlled by Ebert. Ebert steps back, looks to find Bowicker. Nothing doing. Slowing down the tempo is Ebert. Ebert hands off, fakes the handoff to Crescent. Now dishes it to Bowicker. Bowicker looking to find Crescent down low and say kicks it off to Labuda. Labuda deep three. Knocks it down. Now up the floor is Jamie Worth. Jamie Worth to Barnard. Barnard steps right around, finds Labuda, turns the ball over. Not a good opening minute for Barnard in the second half. As Wright steps right around Helterbrand, off the glass and in. Menomonie's fans are fired up. All kinds of fired up. Menomonie pushing and shoving like a bunch of kids that found $1 on the floor or something. I'm not even sure what that excitement's about. But they're up 5 with 4 minutes left to play. The Raiders looking at a deficit of their own right now. Got to dig down deep, look to some senior leadership and some quick buckets to get themselves back into this game. Quick timeout ends. Jamie Worth will give the inbounds pass to what appears to be Barnard. And he does. Barnard right back to Worth. Worth taking a look over to Dalton, now to Barnard. Barnard trying to find Helterbrand down low, can't find space, steps in himself, gets it out to Dalton. Dalton over to Helterbrand on the wing. Can't find Hendricks down low. Now Dalton fires a three. No good. As Helterbrand appeared to have last touched it, but will keep control of the Raiders. Apparently Bowicker last touched it. Who knows? I'm not too upset about that as Worth fires it into Hendricks, back to Worth. Fired it into Helterbrand, but Worth controls. Now to Dalton. Dalton down low to Hendricks. Hendricks from the elbow. Knocks it down. Labuda quickly into Crescent. Quickly over to Ebert. Ebert tried to sneak a pass to Wrights, but just a good positioning by Garrett Hendricks. Knocks it out of bounds. Labuda awaits another inbounds pass. Trying to spring Wrights. Now over to Crescent. Crescent to Ebert. Ebert in control. Can't find any room around Dalton. Now Wright's in control. Almost tipped and stolen, but now down low, almost losing the handles. Crescent. Travel by Crescent will turn the ball right back to the Raiders. Crescent having a few choice words with the refs. He's been a hothead all night. Crescent needs to refocus, play some defense. Dalton to Worth, to Helterbrand down low. Now back to Worth. Worth fires a three. Can't get the roll. No good for Jamie Worth. Labuda back up the floor for the Mustangs. Under 3 minutes left to go. 3-point lead for the Mustangs, 67-64. Now in control is Wrights. Wrights looking to find Crescent. Can't do it. Kicks it back out to Ebert. Ebert to Crescent. Crescent to Bowicker. Bowicker. It's tipped and stolen by Jamie Worth. Off the glass, no good for Jamie Worth. Instead controlled by Crescent. When they needed it most, the Raiders couldn't find the easy bucket. Now Crescent sits on the line looking to extend a 3-point lead. A great defensive steal by Jamie Worth. Comes up empty. Crescent gets the first to fall. 2-possession game. Second falls as well. 5-point game. Substitution being made as Thompson substitutes in for Jace Labuda. 69-64, 2:32 left to play. Mustangs in control of a 5-point lead. Jamie Worth up the floor for the Raiders. Worth looking to spring Hendricks. Hendricks fires from the elbow again. Knocks it down. 3-point game. Now up the floor is Thompson, who finds a seam. Over to Ebert. Ebert steps around Dalton. Almost stolen away, and now it's Crescent wide open. No good as Crescent. Rebound controlled by Barnard. Barnard quickly up the floor. Over to Hendricks on the wing. Hendricks to Worth. Worth to Barnard. Hendricks cutting, frees up some space for Barnard. Now steps in as Kaiser Helterbrand sets a screen for his buddy Jake Dalton. Off the glass, no good for Barnard. Draws a foul. Barnard going to line, looking to shrink this 3-point lead with 1:53 left to go. Come on, Matt. Gets the first to fall. All right, 2-point game. Jace Labuda replacing Wright. Labuda's a smaller body. Maybe looking for a little bit of defensive quickness. It's Matt Riley. Barnard with a second. Gets it to fall. 1-point game with the Mustangs in control. 1:50 and counting left to go. Labuda up the floor. Labuda thought about Boecker, instead kicks over to Crescent. Crescent over to Thompson. Thompson covered tightly by Worth. Now over to Labuda. Labuda looking to find Boecker, instead finds Ebert again. Ebert to Thompson. Thompson looking to catch a foul as Jamie Worth. I'm not sure what he caught. I don't know. I don't know what to call that one, Worth. Almost stolen away. Is stolen away by the Raiders. A tip play. Stolen away. Jacob Dalton thought about the three, instead stepping in as Kaiser Helterbrand. Off the high glass and in. Kaiser Helterbrand in the clutch. 1-point lead, a minute left for the Raiders. Thompson up the floor. Thompson looking to make a move. Kicks over to Ebert. Ebert covered by Barnard. Pretty tightly. Timeout called by Matt Riley. Okay, we got a game, folks. 51 seconds left, 70-69 lead. Hudson Raiders up by 1. The fast break offense not going to be really applicable in this situation unless we catch a quick steal, but tight defense and slow, methodical control. Control the offense, control the defense, control the tempo. Raiders got to be solid defensively, which will open up opportunities offensively. But the main focus has to be on defense for these Hudson Raiders. Timeout ends. Dombrowski sends the boys back out to close out what has become a heck of a game here in the East Gym. Oh, Nelly, folks, here we go. Looks like it's going to be Crescent giving the inbounds for Mustangs. Dalton matched up with Ebert. Hendricks on right. Boecker being covered by Barnard. Boecker looking to make a move. Dishes it off to Crescent. Crescent over to Boecker. Boecker thinks three. Turns the ball over. Losing the handle is Boecker. Costly turnover with the stiff pressure applied by Barnard. Boecker just loses the handle. Oh, baby, I'm smelling smoke, folks, because this is turning out to be quite the barn burner, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, boy. Jamie Worth escapes the trap. Helterbrand finds a lot of room. Throws away a sloppy pass. Instead, what initially looked like a costly turnover turns into a jump ball controlled by the Raiders. Oh, Kaiser Helterbrand getting a little too cute down to the low post. Probably should have just finished to the rack himself. Tried to throw a low pass, which was snatched up by Ebert. Hendricks' long pass. Mugged. Kaiser Helterbrand was mugged on the floor by Jace Labuda and Jace Crescent. That'll put him on the line with 30 seconds left to go in the game. 1 point lead as Wrights checks back in for the Menomonie Mustangs. He's replacing what appears to be Thompson, Wes Thompson. Timeout by Dombrowski. He wants to retool what he's going to do as soon as these free throws end. Just putting the final touches on what appears to be a heck of a game. Holy shnikes, folks. The $3 of admission are free if you got good grades and good attendance. Was certainly worth it tonight. Oh, wow. All right. Haven't been this excited about a high school basketball game in a long time, folks. A long time. When you got a season like these boys have had where they've just been battling and battling, been rocky here and there, but never quit fighting. It's good to see games like this where the hard work starts to pay off and they start to have teams not make plays while they make plays. It's a give and take this game, and it's nice to see the Raiders take a little bit more tonight. Mustangs setting up some defense of their own. Floor for the Mustangs is Labuda, Wrights, Crescent, Boecker, and Ebert. Bit of a bigger line as the smallest man on the floor, Wes Thompson, takes a seat. Been the main ball handler for the Mustangs tonight. Helterbrand awaits. First of the 1-and-1. No good. No good from Kaiser Helterbrand. Delivered earlier on a clutch shot. Can't get the free throw to fall. Now controlled by Jace Labuda. Jace Labuda with Barnard, almost stolen away. Wright thought about stepping in, tipped up, unable to be controlled by Worth. Riley quick to call a timeout as he started to see his possession slipping away. A full timeout by the Mustangs. I'm going to take a drink, folks. Give me one quick second. Oh, got a little hoarse there. As so much high-speed talking has just drained me. Oh, boy. What looked to be a worth tip to pass to Boecker straight up, but Boecker managed to snatch it down, and Riley was quick to call the timeout to reset right after that. With 12 seconds left, unless a cataclysmic turnover occurs, Mustangs are going to have the last shot. It's all about what the Raiders do to control. Laser-tight focus by the Raiders right now. Not a whole lot of action coming off their bench. They appear to just all be in the zone. Jamie Worth looking to fire up his boys a little bit. 70-69, 12.5 seconds. The East Gym is currently aflame metaphorically. 1501 Vine Street is hopping. Ebert with the inbounds pass to Boecker, almost stolen away. 10 seconds and counting. Boecker stepping in, almost loses the handle, throws it off the leg of Wrights. Wrights controlled by Labuda. Labuda fires a three, no good. Shot up and falls for the Mustangs. A last second shot by Jake Ebert falls as the Mustangs pile the court. Dombrowski not liking that explanation. Heartbreak finish for these Raiders. A stunning game finished on a last second shot. 71-70 final. Mustangs managed to take this one home. Wow, I'm drained, folks. I don't have much else to say, but thanks for tuning in again. This one was one for the ages. So I'm happy to call it. Jake Danielson checking off.